Hello everyone, it's Exotic, and today I will present you what I found to be the best Railjack loadout in my opinion for farming new Railjack missions that were added to the game. So let's begin with the Railjack components. For the shield array we don't have any updates here. I use the Z-key shield array, but this is my personal preference because I like to have less delay for shield regeneration. You can use whatever you like, everything is good here in my opinion. Next, we have the engines. The best choice here is Lavan engines, because we no longer have Railjack stamina for boosting, and we can boost infinitely. So basically, if you do the math between base speed and boost on each engine, you will find that Lavan has the greatest speed. Next, we have the plating, a new Railjack component that provides health and armor. I think we have two options here. You can go with Z-key, which has balance between health and armor, or you can go Lavan for higher health pool. I don't find armor that important, and I think Lavan and Z-key offer enough of it. In terms of reactors, here we have some major changes. Now the reactors offer duration, range and strength, depending on their type. So from what I tested, I think the best options here are Z-key or Lavan, simply because they got strength which boosts our battle mod's damage. I prefer to use Z-key variant because it has more strength. Now let's continue with the armaments. For the pilot, I still use Z-key Photor. This is very good, especially now that we got Corpus cruise ship to destroy their shields. For the gunners, I tested multiple weapons and I found that Z-key Pulsar seems to be the best for double gunner screw setup that I use. Fighters will instantly die when they get in their range. Another alternative here that is pretty decent is Z-key Tallinn. This is decent for both pilot and gunners. For the ordnance slot we don't have any updates. Tycho Seeker seems to be the best choice here. For the modding part we no longer have avionics. They were replaced with Plexus mods. For the integrated part we have ion burn and cruising speed for fast movement, artillery chip shot to not consume dome charges, Hyper Strike, Section Density, Predator, and Protective Shots for turret damage, crit chance and crit damage, and Fortifying Fire to gain shields when we or our gunners do a critical hit with turrets. For the aura slot, I recommend using an aura forma so you can swap between auras without reducing mod capacity. I prefer to use Onslaught Matrix for turret damage and battle mode efficiency. Another good option are Ironclad Matrix for armor and health, or Orgone Tuning Matrix for elemental resistance and turret hit capacity. For the battle mods there aren't many options here. On the defensive slot I use Blackout Pulse simply because it has good range and it stuns the enemy fighters. Another option would be countermeasures, but I don't find it very useful. For the offensive slot, I think we have two options here. We can use Particle Ram because we do damage when we touch everything with our Railjack, and it's a big quality of life, especially for looting. Another idea would be to use Shatter Burst for a little extra damage if needed. Tether was nerfed to the ground and I think it is no longer viable, especially with our new setup where we have enough damage. Lastly, for the super slot we use Seeker Volley because it's the best damaging ability at the moment. It provides enough damage along with the gunners to kill all the enemies. For the tactical loadout, it doesn't matter that much what we use here. For the defensive slot, everything here is good between Form Up, Intruder Stasis and Squad Renew. I prefer Form Up here simply because it has a lower cooldown than the others. For the offensive slot, both Death Blossom and Battle Stations are good. Pick whatever you want. For the super slot I would choose between Void Cloak and Fire Suppression since we don't use Force that much now and we have enough Railjack speed. I prefer Void Cloak because it has a small cooldown and it is very useful to use between objectives like shipkiller platforms, especially when you play solo. In terms of crew, you would like to buy crew members from Ticker on Fortuna that prioritize gunnery and repair skill points. You can also train them up to 3 points if you reach rank 6 in Command Intrinsics. For the party, you would like to have 2 gunners and 1 engineer in this specific order. This setup works at maximum efficiency only if you play in a squad of maximum 2 people. Next, I will be showing you a footage from some Railjack missions that I did with a clanmate. Enjoy!
Girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I like the girls with their nails done. Girls with their girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I like the girls with their nails done. Girls with their
This is the future. Evolution. future.